I actually have a question for
Yeah,
you.
go on.
I mean, we both are we both have the same opinion that this is a good move, Battlefield Labs. But do you think it will exist after launch? And if
I
it
think it will.
exists
I
after
think it will.
launch, what are they going to do with it?
They already said that the plan is to keep it after launch,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, because it's gonna be a live service game.
Yes.
You're gonna have to sell skins, and you're gonna have to make maps for free, guns for free, all that kind of stuff. Battle Royale is coming. You know, yeah, they'll keep it because it's just a perfect tool to generate that hype. Because look at CT, right? Look at Battlefield 4 CT, like from 10 years ago. I think Battlefield 4, well, one, EA exec, I think, I can't remember who was it, Andrew Wilson maybe or someone, one of the executives, right? He said maybe 5 years ago, maybe like 3, 4, I don't remember when was it. And I think it was like in some article from somewhere. He said that he regrets that EA never capitalized more on Battlefield 4
Mm-hmm.
because you would think that, like, why you say that? Well, because CT existed, and CT basically was a live service component to Battlefield 4, so you can basically do the same thing with Battlefield Labs. If it's a perfect way to do live service for the game, produce content, generate hype, and just keep going until the game just can't produce anymore. You can't produce the content for the game anymore, and you can keep this
Yeah.
game going. And I remember there were like talks up from the executives or leaks. I don't remember what was it, but basically EA executives or like the Byron Beatty, the lead developer for the Battlefield studios,
Mm-hmm.
or someone. There's basically they want to build a platform for the future. So I think the reason why this game was going to be called Battlefield is because it's basically a reboot of the franchise. They want to build a platform that they can update and continue updating as the future goes. So, like for example, Ray, he talks about how the game should not be like coming out like a new game every 2-3 years. It should be like a platform that you can update all the time and introduce different settings, like time, like you have World War II, then you have World War One, you have futuristic, all that kind of stuff, and it's like becomes a platform and people can play whatever they want, and maybe you can mix and match and so on, basically like Call of Duty Modern Warfare want to do, like when Warzone came out, it kind of wanted to do that, but the lead developer that was working on Warzone left for EA to work on this game. so
Mm-hmm.
so I have a feeling that's what they want to. That's the vision, to build a platform for the future so they can continue updating the game for the future. And Battlefield Labs is perfect that. It's for that. It's a perfect tool for that, to keep the game going as long as possible until they have the capacity to do that. I think it's perfect. Yeah, it's perfect for a live service game like Battlefield, I think. So I think that they're gonna keep Battlefield Labs as long as possible because it's a no-brainer. It's just free advertising. Like you said yourself, the reason why the playtest happening and NDA, like I said, they stopped these. From what I've seen, they stopped caring about leaks now. They like me and Ray predicted that the NDA is not gonna last more than the first playtest.
You think so? I think
Yeah,
so too.
yeah. Listen, as soon as the playtest went live, leaks started to pop in the next second. Someone was streaming, someone was showing footage, everything. I'm not kidding. It was like the first minute.
Okay. Okay, listen. I have to mention something.
Yeah, go on.
I've been out of the community for a long time now. And there's so much going through my mind. I know there's no structure to this podcast. We're just jumping around and
Yeah,
so
we
on
are
and so
jumping around
forth.
now. Yeah, we had a plan, but you know what?
We talked about the platform, or rather, you mentioned the platform right now, which I think is also a great idea. But there's so much going through my mind. I'm thinking about the old days, CTE, so on and so forth. I already wanted to switch topics 5 times. Thing is, I was or I am, guess, still very passionate about this franchise. I think it still has potential. Just because the previous game was bad, doesn't mean that it's dead or it can't go back to its roots. And I still can't find a thread to hang on to what I want to talk about, right? Because there's so much good stuff in the previous games. Doesn't matter if it's Battlefield 3, 4, Hardline, something like that. Each game had its uniqueness and good mechanics. if you take the good things from each game, I think you could make an insanely good game that the community deserves.
Funny you say that.
And one thing, because we talked about Labs, and I asked, what would be its purpose
Yeah.
after launch, I remembered, and you remember too, how insanely awesome the community operations update was
Oh
when it
my
went
god.
live.
Okay.
You remember that?
Okay,
I
listen.
just remembered it. I was there. I played on that map when it was literally just white.
Okay.
A blob.
All right.
No structure, nothing. The community, I mean, I can't describe it into words. It was such an awesome experience. It also gave you such a great insight on how video games are developed, how game design works, and how the developer progresses and approaches map design, and how you balance it as well. There were so many changes to that map, and I'm glad I remember it. Well, I guess it was a stupid question to ask what they're going to use Battlefield Labs for. But this has so much potential.
Listen, I can't believe you said that. So, last episode, me and Ray were talking about, because we make this podcast, right? We already, this is our first episode technically, right? For this new podcast. Mm-hmm. But I repost our old episodes. Sure, I re-edit them and all that kind of stuff, I call it BattlefieldOne Archive. So I'm reposting our old episodes for people to listen. And it's so funny to me, as I already mentioned this last episode, that how history rhymes, right? It's like, it doesn't repeat itself, it rhymes. Yeah. And as you said about the community map and everything, so I haven't posted that episode yet, but it's going to be episode 7 of the old episode. And on that episode, I think it was 3 of us, I don't remember, 4 of us, we talked about the community map, right? Because that was the time when they updated like the visuals for the community map. It wasn't a white block anymore. It was like had some texture to it.
Yeah. I remember that.
And and it's so fun to hear the conversations how we were talking about level design and everything, because is the flag position is good here, all that kind of stuff and so on. And there was a thread I remember by Dice asking, we need a name for this map. Can you give us some ideas? And I remember Dark gave some. I was releasing the episode because I'm gonna release it soon. I'm releasing to the episode, and Dark was suggesting like Operation Shambhala or some shit or whatever. Yeah. Then someone came up with the idea Operation Outbreak, and people were like, it's fine, whatever. But which became the name for the map, for the community map.
Yeah.
There was someone wrote, fuck monkeys. So that was the name. But
the community is awesome.
Yeah. So just because we have Battlefield Labs now, right? The potential is there to listen. When the game comes out, who's saying they can't do this again? They can't make a new map involving the community. Why can't they make a community map for the new game? Of course they can. Of course they can, because it was so awesome. Community picked name, community picked layout, community picked, locations or whatever the case may be. Can be done. Why not? It just
also remember how they put. I mean, they were really transparent about it. And for you, I'm not sure. Maybe I'm misremembering, but I'm pretty sure they also showed heat maps of the map where the players are most traversing,
Yeah.
Heat map, what
it's amazing. So also David Sillin's back at studio, and you said,
yes, I know.
And you said a couple of minutes ago, it's like, there's no perfect Battlefield. I kind of want every best bits from each Battlefield game. That's what David Sirlin said, and I fully agree with all of you. To this day, you can find every episode of Battlefield 1 podcast, old one or new one, doesn't matter. I always said that I don't have a perfect Battlefield in my... there's no perfect Battlefield. The perfect Battlefield game haven't came out yet. No. I thought Battlefield 2042 will be that. Sadly, it became became my least Battlefield game. It's up there with Hardline for me. It's up there with Hardline for me.
No, no, no.
I actually even think maybe
Insert a swear word right now. I don't care. Edit something in something swearing or I don't know.
you can swear as long as it's not. It's long as, okay, you can say that. Don't worry.
You. Hardline was a really good game. Period.
See,
I'm always gonna like it.
See, I had Danny on the podcast.
It had very. I don't know how to speak English. It had very tight gunplay. The gunplay was so much fun.
I'll give you that. Yeah, it was fine. Regarding that, it was fine. I had Danny on the podcast, and he was defending Hardline. Fair.
I'm defending it too.
Yeah, that's
then
fine.
He's a great guy. Hi, by the way.
This podcast exists for people to express their opinions. It's fine. I don't care. If you like it, you like it. That's fine. I'm not gonna judge you.
You're not allowed to have an opinion in 20.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But yeah, with Battlefield Labs, the future is bright. I really think it's really bright, and community map. They can do that. Why not? The potential is there. Use it.
No, I'm so glad I actually said yes to you joining the podcast because there's so much going through my mind right now and so many memories coming back. I like it a lot. And it makes me excited for the new game.
Yeah.